Hi, good morning, welcome. We are here today with Katarina Ek. She's been a store manager here in Madrid until very recently.
Yes.
And she will move now to Sweden as a business transformation leader in Ikea Global. So we are in Ikea.
Yes.
Thank you, Katarina.
Thank you, Paola,
for this time. You have been here in Madrid as a store manager for 3 years and a half.
Yes.
And I know that you reach very ambitious goals. So I would like to know how you felt this issue of building trust in a different country with a team, jumping here out of the blue. Yes. With very ambitious goals that you were able to achieve and surpass.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I think I have learned during my 15 years as a leader in Ikea how important it is with culture and built on values as we have in Ikea. And that makes it easy in the context that there is no huge difference between different countries. Coming to Spain, not speaking Spanish, was of course a challenge, but I felt at home because we are all recruited from a value base. So you feel that you recognize yourself, even if the culture is somewhat different from the Swedish culture in Spain and in Sweden, the Ikea culture remains the same. And then taking on a challenge as store manager is something you do, but you need to be passionate about the people and interested in people, because you cannot achieve these goals by yourself. You can only achieve them together with the team. And that is how I worked in the store, very close to the co-workers and to the other managers and my management team, with all the commitment of the co-workers, the management team, and all 400 of a store. There is no limit, and you just go for it and adapt to the reality and the needs of the customers, and that is how we can achieve the goals.
You say there is no limit, but actually we are used to put a lot of limits.
Yes.
Especially when we feel that this is new, or maybe I'm not able, or whatever. You know, the justification we find to put limits is so wide. Actually, how could you build the trust in your people? How can you really make people understand that they can?
I think it's about, again, about the values, actually. We have important things like you dare to be different. You're allowed to do mistakes as long as you learn from them. Yeah. There you need to empower these values in the many people in a store, for example. Of course, it's related to our vision as well, because we are here to make a better everyday life for the many people. That is what our founder Ingvar Kamprad said a long time ago. But it also goes for us, for ourselves. And as a leader, you need to make that clear. You need to listen, you need to get close. So it was important for me to learn Spanish, of course, so that you really can listen in and understand the needs of the co-workers, and also through the vision, provide the direction. What are we aiming for? And being courageous in this and going for much. And if that is clear, and you also give the prerequisites to your co-workers, that is when you together strive for the same goal, and everybody can feel that it is possible from their perspective, from their capacities. And I think what we do in Ikea is we talk about 3 levels of leadership. And I use that a lot working in the Vallecas store. It is about leading yourself, first of all, leading others as a manager, and leading leaders as the management team of the store. And we invested in this, and we made the co-workers understand how they can take ownership of their tasks, regardless of where in the store. They all contribute to the one goal we had, the sales goal that we also reached, and we even surpassed it by 11%. So building on these 3 levels of leadership helped me and my management team and the whole store to to achieve good results, making everybody feel that I have my ownership of my tasks and I'm part of the total, and together we can make it.
You have been moving from a global leadership role really very, very close to the customer, to the reality of IKEA.
Exactly.
And it was your choice.
Yes.
So you really challenged yourself.
Yeah.
So personally, what was your message?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm 100% Katarina Ek, and I've been in all my leadership positions, and that is why I'm so happy within IKEA, doing different things. But I feel very comfortable being a leader and a manager in IKEA because it's close to my core values as a person. Yeah. And that is, of course, also how I lead. And I try to be a good example, because that is why my one core favorite value, that leading by example. I mean, Ingvar himself said once, there is no method that is better than the good example. And in this also, leading myself, I try to tell about how I have taken on different challenges, and how I have sometimes been a little bit nervous, not knowing whether I could make it or not, and how I have made sure that I also not only got challenged but also got the support. And I think that is where the difficulty in this, it's the balancing the challenge and the support. El reto y el apoyo. That is what I also strive for all the managers working with me, to make sure that they have a good balance there, to help people grow and have leading themselves in a direction where they feel that they are at their best, because then there is no limit, as I said before. Then maybe more, what is difficult sometimes still in IKEA as a retailer is being a leader and a generalist. Because somewhat we still think that we need to be born in retail to understand retail really on a detailed level to become good store managers. But I dare to differ, because I really think that leadership is making other specialists grow and help you conceiving and reaching the results. So that has sometimes been more of something that I had to defend, so to say, that I might not know as much as you, but I can still make us achieve the results by listening to you.
Before, when preparing the interview, you said something like, I've been already in the best position in IKEA.
Yes.
That now you are moving back to a global vision. What is the difference? Because
it's I think it is the speed. I mean, everybody who has been working for on corporate level for a big company knows that there are certain processes you need to follow, and you do more work on a 5-year perspective or even more, and you have to wait a little bit to get the result. Being a store manager, which was the one I referred to as the best job you can have in IKEA, you have the concept, you have your frames, you have your goal to sell in 1 year, and you have about 400 people helping you out in this, and you can take all the decisions, you can try things from one day to another. After a couple of days you have the result. Did it work or not? Did we sell more or not? Did the customers like it or not? We can ask the customers. I can just go down to the floor and ask the customers, what do you think of our new room setting? And they will tell me. So that is the beauty and the big difference also, because it takes a longer time to get the feedback, even though I think on corporate level, and that's why I'm now as business transformation leader, I'm really eager to try to get part of this sense of urgency also on corporate level now with the multi-channel transformation, that we really need to listen to the customers. We need to involve them and the stores in our strategic work we do on global level. So I will try to take some of these good things from being in a store close to reality or close to the customers with me now working again in global IKEA.
Just a question. Do you think that there is a risk to lose sight of the reality when you are at very, very high leadership level. In general, not in Ikea. In general, as a issue of leadership.
Yeah, it's obvious to me. Yeah. Outside, inside Ikea, I mean, Ikea have grew a lot lately. We have still a lot of the co-workers and managers that were with us in 20 years ago when it was much smaller, also on corporate level. And they, of course, also talk about this. But then again, the values are important and the culture, because if we grow keeping this very close to us, we will keep also closer to reality and closer to the customer, because it's part of our culture, it's part of our values, to keep it simple, to be cost conscious, to work together, and that is regardless of what level you are in. Then of course you need to make more efforts to keep that on a corporate global level than in a store, because it's so natural in a store. You have the customers there. But we are good. I think Ikea in general are pretty good at having big ears and listening to the reality and to the customers as well as to the co-workers. But we constantly strive to improve as well, to not lose it as we grow.
There you have some leaflets from Ikea about values, about talent. How difficult it is for a person, because a leader is a person. You have your own ideas, your own vision, to leave the space for the others, for the talent of the others, for other options.
Well, in Ikea we talk about both and. That you need to take care both about the business and the people, and you need to invest in both and have this balance between both. And that's the challenge being a manager in Ikea, which is a company that really invests also in the people part. Again, getting back to what we talked about, challenge and support. So that is how we achieve it. I think it's really obvious because, for example, in Ikea Spain in fiscal year 16 last year, we invested 87,000 hours in training. It's about 11.5 hours per co-worker in Ikea Spain. You need to do that because you need to be long-term with the people. You need to secure the commitment.
Yeah.
Our culture is built on working together, so you need to have the people with you. And that's about having the development talks, making sure they have their own development plan, that we in Ikea say you are responsible yourself. It's not your manager that is responsible of your development, but your manager shall help you and shall make sure that you can improve where you have your talents. And we are so convinced that there is a talent in everybody has a talent, and we have talent weeks and we have ways of promoting this and having people explore their talents. And then as leader, you need to be very, very interested in the people and look who has what talent, to make sure you put the right person in the right place. And then is where you have this wonderful balance between getting the results, moving the business forward, and at the same time seeing your co-workers, your team grow. And that is the beauty of being a leader and a manager.
Is there anything else you would like to add with regard Ikea, your experience as a leader, your goals as a leader?
No, I just think it's important to remember that a leader is never better than his or her team. And that is one of my biggest learnings all through my career, and I will keep that. And I keep learning on an everyday basis, and that is also important that you have that mindset to grow as a leader, to challenge yourself as a leader. Every day you learn a new thing, and you should always ask, how can I improve, or how can we improve? Then you will have a glorious future. You
have a badge here that is value driven.
Yes. We have these badges, and for me,
your personal values?
My favorite value, my favorite personal value is leading by example. And when people tell me that I achieve that, that's when I'm happy with what I'm doing. So that's my favorite personal value.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paola, for inviting me.